the channel. We're going to go over some new parts that I just got in. These are very important parts that you might need if you plan on tracking your car. I definitely would recommend you not track any Cayman without these parts unless you have a 987.2 and above. The 987.2 and up, which is 09 and up, the DFI motors don't have as much problems on track, but if you plan on tracking the 987.1, it is highly recommended you do this mod. You're going to do an unboxing of this part. So one of the main problems with tracking a 987.1 is oil starvation. What happens is if you take, I believe it's left turns, a long sweeping left turn, maybe it's a right turn. But either way, if you take a long sweeping turn and you have sticky tires more than like normal street tires, you do run the risk of starving your motor of oil. And just in that 1 second, you could spin a rod and blow the motor. Parts we just got in from LN Engineering, and basically what this is new baffled oil pan. This is the pan part. There's like an anti-slosh tray. Much needed insurance. I don't know if these parts are for the gasket maker. And then this is an extension. It's like a big spacer to extend your stock oil pickup to accommodate the thickness of it, because this is going to hold an extra 2 quarts of oil. Loctite for some bolts, all the bolts and washers you need. This is baffles right here. These are the baffles. 987.1, the oil pickup is only in the middle. If you're cornering and all the G-forces are moving the oil to one side and you don't have any baffles, this pickup could get starved, and if it gets starved, your bearings or whatever other engine parts might get starved in oil, and you're gonna have a bad day. These baffle walls keep the oil, like if you're cornering, they keep the oil in a section of the pan so the pickup can still get the oil it's needed. It's kind of crazy how it works. So oil's going, it stops oil. Yeah. So if you're doing a right turn, the flap closes, so it keeps oil from going to the left. So whatever oil is basically on this side of the pan stays where the pickup is in the middle, and then vice versa for the left side. So highly recommend this as an investment if you plan on tracking the car. Other companies other than LN Engineering that make this is probably FVD, except for theirs, I think it's only 3/4 quart deep sump, but it's like half the price. So that might be better if you're like not as serious about the track, but you want the added security. But I decided, since this is primarily just a heavy track use car, that we went with the 2-quart deep sump for that extra reliability, because I don't want to do this all over again. Added parts for reliability, if you plan on tracking the car, is you'll probably need either Motorsport AOS from a 996, or you can go with the Cayman Motorsport AOS. Basically that's like a oil catch can or air oil separator is what AOS stands for, and that keeps it like from oil basically being choked back into your throttle body. And when that happens, you get a big cloud of smoke. I'll probably insert the clip somewhere here. Whoa! Whoa! And basically everyone thinks you blow the motor. That might not actually blow the motor, but it could lead to like premature wear. Sometimes those go bad and the car will start smoking anyways, and you're just gonna have to replace it anyways. If you're into like spec Cayman Boxster, they have a list of like 5 mods you should be doing for reliability for the Motorsport AOS, baffle oil pan. And they also recommend Accusump. Basically pumps oil into the motor if it senses that it's starving of oil. That's kind of like overkill nowadays, especially if you have like a good baffle oil pan. The 3rd center radiator kit, which we also have here in this big box, so we're just adding more coolant to the system and more cooling and airflow. And then the 5th one for added reliability is an external engine oil cooler, which is not the easiest to do because not a lot of airflow gets back there. So you might need like a really good ducting or really good fans. A lot of track guys, they'll do a 997 Carrera S oil cooler that just replaces the smaller Cayman one and gives you a little bit more extra capacity for oil and cooling. So That's all we're doing for our reliability mods. Also, the other thing I would recommend that I just got done is I just sent out my injectors to RC Engineering to get cleaned. Our cars are very old if you've never had this done. My car's a 07 with only 60,000 miles on it. I'm happy that I sent out the injectors to get cleaned because I never would have known that. See right here is where how much of cc per minute the flow should be, and this is where mine were. Basically, my injectors were not flowing how they should be, and they're also leaking, which could also lead to another blown motor. So I'm glad we took care of that before. Tito should be having a motor together in about a week here, and then we have to figure out all the details with insulation and stuff. So stay tuned for that. Yep, there he is. Always checking out whatever new boxes we have. Alright guys, that about sums up the video, and thanks for watching. This is Phat. He is a munchkin cat.